Hello, this is Arlie Brown, here to present my Project Dazzle submission. Here I have a lemur heading towards a cylindrical tree, a sphere of water, and eventually it will head towards this cube. What it is doing is it is moving between these three cubes with forces wanting to move to each of the three on different timers. So I've got a timer for food, climbing, wander, and water. So when the timer runs out, it'll trigger a function that will make the lemur want to go to a different place, showing off its energetic nature while doing so. Here is my script. Here's the floats that I have for the timers, the game objects for their respective timers. The rigid body goes to the lemur. I've got 3 transforms for food, water, and tree respectively, and an integer for the different functions that will trigger, which I called states, for wander, hunger, thirst, and climbing, which is going to visit the tree. I get the component of the rigid body at start, just to make sure I have it. And I set all of the timers to delta time. So when they run out, it will trigger the state, their respective state, and reset the timer. So there's a timer for water, climbing, and all of that good stuff. Here is a switch that I use for the lemur to decide which it wants to choose. Here are my functions. You get the direction of the opposite object, so I can add force to it and look at it. So I move towards the object, of course. And I did all of that for the other functions, wander being a buffer function, so it gets a break in choosing where to go next. Now here is my documentation for Trello. My feature for my non-player character. I checked for movement based off of time and set timers for it. Moved through vector 3s. I made a prefab, and I made some sweet, savory states. That being for wander, food, food again, whoops, delete, water, tree, and timers respectively. And I also made it as natural as I could. I also did all of the documentation needing to complete the feature rubric and submit it, which I will do after I upload this video and submit my work. Here is your example to the sprite and my interactable objects. The tree, the food, the water, and I will now pull up the lemur. Oh, I should probably go over these. The objects are stationary, and their geometry meets their game object. Their purpose is to be collided with by the lemur and give an area for the lemur to walk around. Here's my documentation on the lemur. It's very energetic, and it's also a pack-based animal. And it moves all over the place. It's at the speed as a force, the force being 23. And the value ranges, the lemur goes from one area to another. It's used for deciding when to eat, drink, or hang around the tree. It's most applicable when there is a tree, food, or water game object in its area within walking distance. It only interacts with tree, food, or water. I actually have an additional function for another lemur being dragged in, but I don't have another lemur right now. It will look at the other lemur and add force to it, so it follows it, since it is a pack-based animal. That other lemur being a private game object that I also have commented out. The theme is that they're very energetic and constantly moving, and they're related to other NPCs because they are zoo animals for the zoo. I believe that is everything, and I thank you for your time. Goodbye.